Hey everybody, thanks for joining me again today. Today is Friday, July 30th. And it's been an absolutely amazing week of sports for me. Suni Lee won the coveted all-around gold medal, which is huge for me. She's Hmong and I am Hmong, and she's probably the most famous Hmong person in the world. Um, Before her was probably Jerry Lee, who won like the World Series of Poker. I don't know, maybe like 10 years ago. Um, and so for Suni Lee to win an Olympic gold medal, not just any gold medal, but to win the gold in the all around event, like, dude, that's huge. Like, oh my goodness, like I couldn't believe it when it happened. And I'm just so proud of her, and just so proud that she's also Hmong, in that she in that I feel like my cousin won it, and I'm like, I get to celebrate that we're related. We're not related. That's just how I feel. Like, so yeah. So Suni Lee and I, we are not related, but it just feels like your cousin won it. That's what it feels like for me, right? And then last night was the NBA draft. It was pretty fun. Got to watch some of it. Let me see. The Bulls didn't have a first round pick, because we gave it to We gave it to Orlando for like Vucevic, I think. Or is that his name, Vucevic? Um, what other things? I don't think the Golden State Warriors. Golden State Warriors had like two picks. They had like this number 7 and number 14 draft pick, which just blows my mind. I think Houston made a good pick. I think Houston had the second pick. That's who I was I forget the name of the guy, but that's kind of the guy who I was hoping would go first. But that's just my opinion. But yeah, and another crazy thing was that today was the baseball trade deadline, and that's just crazy. Like, the trade deadline, this is the craziest trade deadline I've ever experienced in my life. Right? The winners are, I think, if you're a general baseball fan, you're a winner. Um, if you're a Dodgers fan, you won. You got Scherzer and Trey Turner. I think the Cubs get an A for trading away 9 players, and acquiring 12 players, including Nick Madrigal, Hewer, and some great prospects like Alcantara and Pete Crow Armstrong. I mean, I look at our depth chart now, and I'm like, dude, Madrigal, all star. Um, Hewer, super solid pitcher. Maybe if he's a relief pitcher, super solid. Starting pitcher, he'd be a good number 4, number 3. Alcantara, I think Alcantara is gonna be. He's got a lot of potential. Same thing with Pete Crow Armstrong. Pete Crow Armstrong from the Mets. He's got a solid swing. He just has to develop it, and I think those 4 guys, plus a bunch of the other guys that the Cubs traded for. And if we think about who the Cubs currently have with Brennan Davis, um, I think those 5 guys, Madrigal, Alcantara, Pete Crow Armstrong, um, Brennan Davis, those 4 guys, I think if we can get those 4 guys up and playing around the same time, I think we will be a playoff contender again really soon, maybe in 3-4 years. Uh, and I'm also hoping that the Cubs will be able to re-sign at least one of the 3 guys we traded away. Um, I don't think we can get Chris Bryant. He's just too expensive. He just wants too much money. I would love to get Rizzo back, just because he's just a better all-around hitter. He can get on base. He's got a good glove at first base. Javi, I would love to get him back, just because he's just got such great heart and base running abilities. But yeah, okay, enough about that. Let me get into my shopping haul, my card hunting, my mail day stuff, my mail for the week here. So didn't get any mail this week, which is cool. But on Monday, um, I've been I went to two Walgreens, and the first one had nothing. The second one had one of those repackaged Prime packs, so I passed on that. I'm hitting up Walgreens. Sorry, Walgreens. I'm hitting up Walgreens a lot right now, just because they they're getting a lot of Bowman Megas at Walgreens, and Walgreens still has those Series 2 hangers with the yellow parallels. I really want to open up some Walgreens Series 2 hangers. And so I'll be checking out more Walgreens. So on Monday, got nothing. Tuesday, I woke up at like 5:45 a.m. I checked Target.com, Target app, my Discord servers, Facebook groups, and YouTube. I saw nothing, so I fell asleep, right? Went back to sleep, right? And I did this for 5:45, 6 o'clock, 6:15, 6:30, 6:45, 7 a.m. every 15 minutes, right? And there was nothing on Tuesday. Target did not drop anything on Tuesday, and so I went to Walgreens later that day, and again, I hit nothing. So, kind of like based upon what I'm seeing is Walgreens, they get a truck and they have like all week or like a few days. They just take their time putting stuff away. 'Cause sometimes I'll see like bins, like plastic bins, and they're just there's like a bunch of them like scattered throughout the aisles, and they're just slowly opening them and restocking the shelves, right? And I kind of based upon what I've seen there, it's kind of like they get a truck, they unload the truck leaves, and then as they're kind of like serving customers and helping out customers, checking out customers, in their downtime, they restock the shelves. That's kind of what I'm seeing. So, um, let me know if you see something different at Walgreens. So I did the same thing for Wednesday on for Target.com. Woke up every 15 minutes, starting at 5:45, and saw nothing. Right, 6:30 came around, and I was like, okay, yeah, they're not gonna drop anything. Usually they drop stuff around like 6 to like 6:15, 6 to 6:30, but nothing. And so then at 6:45, my daughter started crying, so I went to go tend to her, and actually fell asleep in her bed with her. She's like 5 years old, and so she must have had like a bad dream or something. So I helped her calm down, get her back to sleep, and I fell asleep. And I woke up around 7 a.m. I checked my phone, and I saw Prizm basketball megas, and I was like, "Oh shoot! Okay, I gotta run to my computer." So I ran to my computer. Um, you know, went to the Target website, and I missed it. I missed Prizm basketball. From what I heard, they had it up for like a minute, and honestly, a minute is more than enough time for me. If I have a minute to order Prizm basketball or to order any product off Target.com, I can do it, and I've done it before. But yeah, I missed out on the Prizm basketball. They had a whole bunch of really great stuff. They had, Prizm draft picks, Chronicle draft picks, various forms of it. They had megas and blasters and individual packs. But I just had to pass on everything because I was just like, I don't want college uniform stuff. So passed on everything. Unfortunately, I caught a Target restock. I missed the first item, but there was nothing else that I really, really wanted. I actually really want a Series 2 blaster and a Series 2 giant box from Target, but I don't know. I just didn't feel like buying it that day. Maybe I'll buy it in the future, but we'll see. And so on Thursday, man, Thursday was good. So woke up at 5, got to Walmart around like 5:20, and I was 13th in line. And man, 5:20 a.m. is actually the earliest I've ever been to Walmart. And 13th in line is actually like the furthest back I've ever been at Walmart. Usually I'm like at the furthest 12th. Usually I hover in between like around like 10th in line. But today I was 13th in line. I was like, well, this is weird. There must be something going on here. And I think it's just a little bit that people are seeing people go to the National, and FOMO kicks in. You just see people walking around buying all this product and buying all these slabs, and you're just like, man, I wish I was there. So I think it's a little bit of FOMO, and I think it's a little bit of people heard that Prizm's been in Walmart's the last couple weeks, and so people are going to maybe find some Prizm. I think some people were hoping that Select Basketball would be out, even though the hobby released on Friday, and so, or like last Friday, and people were hoping like Select Basketball was out. I don't know. I think a combination of people seeing Prizm Basketball the last couple weeks, the National, and the hype behind Select Basketball just drew everybody back into waiting in lines, right? Which is cool, which is fine, right? And so this Walmart does a carousel, which means everybody forms a single file line and we walk through the cart aisle. We all grab one item, and there's usually a store manager or a couple employees watching us. We grab one item, we circle around to the end of the line, grab another item, and the line just keeps moving and moving until like people don't want any more product, and then eventually there's only like 3 or 4 people, and then we just stand in front of there and just kind of take turns grabbing whatever we want, right? And so I was 13th in line, and man, Walmart had some Prizm. They had a bunch of hangers and a bunch of cello packs, and I was about 3 people away from a hanger, man. That's the closest I've ever been to a Prizm basketball hanger, and I was just so excited. I could almost touch it, you know. What was interesting was that people were grabbing Chronicle Draft Picks Megas and Mosaic Soccer Megas, and you know, that's cool. You know, you buy what you want to buy, you know. And so it's just cool seeing people pass up on Prizm. Maybe they're tired of opening Prizm, or they saw Mega Box and they just wanted to grab a Mega Box. Who knows? But yeah, so then I was able to grab one of these. Oh man, like this feels good, right? I mean, if you love basketball and if you can get your hand on just one of these, man, it is the greatest feeling in the world. Like, you're like, yeah, I did it. Like, so you're saying there's a chance, right? There's a chance of me opening up a LaMelo in here, right? That's what it feels like, right? When you even get just one of these, it feels amazing, right? And so, first time I grabbed the Prizm Cello, and then the second time I grabbed the Mosaic Blaster, one of these. And so that's really cool. I'm excited to check that product out. They had some Merlin as well, but then the second time I went through the line, all of the Merlin soccer was gone. And so I grabbed the Mosaic Soccer, and then the third and fourth time I went through the line, I grabbed myself some Gypsy Queen. I am so excited to open up Gypsy Queen. I really do dig these older baseball sets. You know, Gypsy Queen, Heritage, Allen and Ginter, even Diamond Kings. You know, I'll open up a little Diamond Kings every year, just because I think it looks cool. I like these old styled cards, you know. And look at, I just think the design work that they put into these things are amazing. I'm actually going to open up one of these tonight that I'm going to film. I'm going to film that. And so, yeah, I picked up some Allen and Ginter, some Gypsy Queen. And so, I was only going to grab one, but I mean, you know, with baseball, like, if you pass up on something, like, you may not see it again. Like, I passed up on opening day, and I went home, and then later I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, I should have grabbed some of that 2019 2020 or 2019 opening day, because there's some good rookies in there. And so then I went back to Walmart, and it was all gone. I was like, wow. And so that just shows you, like, if you see product, yeah, you know, and you want it, you should go buy it. You should get it. Like, don't hesitate about it and think that, oh, you'll just get it next week, right? Because it may not be there next week. You might have to wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or you may not ever see it again, right? And so, plus I had 2 coupons, so I'm like, you know what? I'll buy 2 of them, and I'll use my coupon for both of them. And yeah, I don't want to waste a coupon, right? I think I saved like $2.50 per box of Gypsy Queen there, and so yeah, that was a good deal. On Friday, I got to my Walmart around 5:30, and I was 12th in line, which was surprising to me again because this Walmart, um, usually there's not that many people, but this week and last week there have been a lot of people, which is just surprising. And I think that's okay too because this Walmart has a one per person per day limit, and I think that's really cool. I'm fine with that. You know, like I said, I'm happy if I get to open up, you know, two blasters and two cellos a week. Like that's a good week for me. I'll take that anytime. Right. And so around 5:40, the manager came out and said that this location was no longer going to restock Pokemon on Friday mornings. That they were just going to restock Pokemon whenever they get it. And then they're going to hold on to the sports stuff and stock it Friday morning for us. And so I thought that was cool. I'm glad he came out and said that. And then he even said like they only received soccer and baseball stuff. And so I was kind of like, huh, okay, that's interesting. Like that's cool that he told me that. Told us that. You know, I like this manager. I respect him. Um, and, you know, they don't have to say anything. They could just like let us walk in and we see nothing and just leave and get really mad and just start accusing them for like stealing product before we can, or like selling it to employees before they sell it to us. You know, but then he came out and he told us, you know, which is cool. So since they only had soccer and baseball, I was like, you know what? And I think I was already 12th in line. I was like, you know what? Since this place doesn't have any Prizm hangers or cellos, because that's what the Walmart on Thursday had, and it's Friday now, and I'm like, okay, since this location doesn't have any hangers or cellos of Prizm basketball, I'm gonna go to the other Walmart. So then I got in my car, me and another guy, we left, and I got to the other Walmart around 5:55. I beat him by a couple minutes, and I was 15th in line at this other Walmart, and that's fine too because this Walmart does a one person per day limit as well. And I was like, okay, so if they have a box, this is good because if they have a box of Prizm cellos and some hangers of Prizm basketball like they did at the Thursday Walmart, then there's a good chance I might be able to come home with at least a cello of NBA Prizm. And that was my hope. We walked in and they didn't have any Prizm. They only had, let me see, what did they have? They had Chronicles Draft Pick Megas, Blasters, and Cellos. They had Prizm Draft Pick Cellos and some Blasters. Oh, they also had Mosaic and Merlin Soccer Blasters. They also had Mosaic Soccer Megas. And they had some Gypsy Queen. They didn't have any opening day, which I thought was interesting because I was kind of hoping to grab some opening day from them. And so, I went in. It was I got in. I got up to the cards and I grabbed another Mosaic Soccer Blaster, and I had the choice between this or the Merlin stuff, the other one, but I decided to just go with the Mosaic Soccer here. And that's kind of a weird choice, I know, but I was like, if I wanted to pair up these two items together. So that I have two of them, 'cause I just felt like if I had one Merlin and one Mosaic, then it's then it's not as fun to rip. I'd rather have like two Mosaics or two Merlins. And so since I already had a Mosaic from Thursday, I decided to grab one for Friday. I know, that's just my logic, I'm sure Mosaic's been out for a while, and so I'm pretty sure Merlin's gonna be out for another like 4 weeks, and I'll maybe in a couple weeks I'll be able to grab some Merlin Soccer as well. So, yep. So I bought my one box limit of Mosaic, and then I ran back to the first Walmart where the manager came out and said there was only soccer and baseball, and I went in there, and yeah, all they had was soccer in baseball. They had Allen Ginter. They didn't have any opening day 2019 or 2020, whatever year it was. I think they only had Mosaic Soccer, and I was like, I think I'll pass. I already have 2 of them. I'm good with that. Yeah, so I went to a third Walmart in hopes of finding that opening day 2019 or 2020, whatever it is. All I know is that it's not opening day 2021 because that's got a white box, and this opening day had a blue box. And a lot of people are just saying that warehouses were just dumping inventory that they had. So went looking for that, couldn't find it anywhere. So which just proves my point. Like if you see something and you want it, get it. If you think that it will be there later, don't bet on it. Just get it, because that's just how the hobby is right now, right? And so yeah, so today is still Friday, and I was like, you know what? I've got a bunch of Magic cards that I want to sell, and so I went to my local game store, an LGS. In the world of Magic, they're called LGSs. And I sold off a bunch of Magic cards that I've had laying around. And what's cool was that they had some baseball cards in stock, and the store owner of this LGS, he likes to open up, football and basketball. I think mainly football every now and then. But he'll take a sports card and retail sports card stuff, and he'll buy it off of people, and then he'll give them store credit, and then those people tend to just buy a bunch of Pokemon, which is fine. I'm sure if you want Pokemon stuff and you go to a restock and you hit up a store and all they have is sports cards, you're like, okay, yeah, whatever. I'll just buy some sports cards and I'll sell them to my local game store, and then I'll use that money, that store credit, to buy some Pokemon, right? So then I went to this LGS and I sold off a bunch of Magic cards, and I had about $200 worth of credit, and man, I was so excited because they had Bowman mega boxes in stock. And so I bought all that I could from him. And he had four boxes of Bowman baseball. And I was like, oh man, this is so good. This is so good. I'll take them. And he was selling them for $50 each, which is kind of a fair price for the secondhand market. I've seen some people sell it for $45, but then you got to pay, like $3 to ship it. And so I was like, you know what, $50 is good for me. I'm selling off a bunch of Magic cards that I don't need, and so I thought it was a great deal for me. I'm totally cool with this. I'm totally happy with buying Bowman Megas at $50, just because I think Bowman's done. I think they've stopped printing Bowman. And Topps is kind of focusing on printing other stuff. And so I'm totally cool with this. Just trying to make a pretty picture for you guys here. And so yeah, I'm gonna, over time, I'll probably rip all of these. For baseball, I like to rip stuff. And so that's totally cool with me. I mean, baseball's like, this Bowman product is amazing because it hits this amazing balance of flippers. They don't want it because their return on investment is such a small margin, and so flippers, they don't touch it. They don't want it, right? But then baseball fans, like, they love Bowman stuff. They really want Bowman. And so they're willing to pay $50 for Bowman. And honestly, like, I'm totally cool with paying $50 for a Bowman Mega Yeah, I mean, I could buy it for 40, but that's if I can catch a restock somewhere. And right now, that's really hard to do. And so I'm super excited that I was able to pick up these four Bowman Megas for $50 each. So yeah, I mean, I wish other sports were like that, where you could like just spend, where like flippers didn't want the product, and you could find it secondhand in the secondhand market for like a really good deal. I mean, imagine if you can do that with Prizm. Like you could, people didn't buy Prizm to flip, and people who did buy Prizm to flip, it was just like a small margin, like just a small markup. It would be totally worth it, you know. And so, I mean, that's the great thing about baseball too, is that it's not as popular as football or basketball, and so the margin, um, the flipper fee is not that bad. So, yeah. So this is my haul for the week, man. I didn't get any mail. Did a lot of card hunting, but um, at Walgreens, and I hit nothing at the Walgreens. But you know, my usual spots, my WalMarts and LCSs and LGSs and Barnes and Noble. You know, they were pretty good for me this week. Well, actually, Barnes and Noble, I didn't get anything at Barnes and Noble this week. Ran to Barnes and Noble a couple times because I saw that they had some Bowman Megas there, but I was too late, so didn't get anything from Barnes and Noble this week. But hopefully, I'm gonna keep trying to hit up my Walgreens, and hopefully I can get my hands on some more Bowman Megas or some Series 2 hangers from Walgreens. So, yeah, really good week, super exciting week. Suni Lee won the gold. NBA draft happened. The Nationals going on. The MLB draft was crazy, and I got some Prizm. So, yeah, guys, thanks for watching the video today, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Check out my other videos, and man, I hope you guys have a great week. All right, see you guys later.